Avade, Gujarat Titans crowned as IPL champions, the best team in the IPL from the first ball of the tournament till the very last. Shubman Gill with that magnificent six, and in the end, it is Gujarat Titans who get it home. So, Bhavik, the show is yours, the stage is yours. Please take us through this journey
Go
and
for
just
it, Bhavik.
express how happy you are at the moment.
Well, just as you mentioned, it all started with that momentum shift in the very first game when Mohammad Shami dismissed KL Rahul for that golden duck. And now, we have Shubman Gill smashing that six backward square leg. So, the climax was already written, I really feel. But it's been a, fascinating journey. Who would have, thought that, okay, this team would eventually get through the whole league stage juncture and then dominate in the playoffs and then again have a one-sided win in the
Exactly.
IPL finals as well. So this is a remarkable journey. Kudos to Hardik Pandya. This is the first time he's been a captain of an IPL side, and no wonder that he has uh, polished himself and matured himself and just delivered the best results out of the lot that he had. And importantly, it
Absolutely.
wasn't it wasn't a team which had multiple superstars. Yes, there was Rashid Khan and a couple of more superstars, but then again, this is a collective team effort. You saw how they went about the chases that we witnessed in the league games, and
Oh,
all in
yes.
all, it has been a sensational effort by Gujarat Titans. Awade.
So I think we don't need to say much more because Gujarat has really proved all the critics wrong, myself included. Because in the start of the IPL, I was very kind of contemplating whether Gujarat will actually make it to the playoffs, let alone winning the title. But in the end, Hardik Pandya and the demeanor that he has, the way he's carried this team, it was phenomenal. Salil, a few words about Hardik Pandya's captaincy, if you had to say.
Well, they started talking about him being a prospective captain for India in my.
India,
So you know what kind
wow.
of a stage IPL is. एक सीजन खेल लो तो सब आसमान में बिठा देते. But Hardik Pandya has done this time and again. He's won around 4 IPL trophies now, also with another franchise. Only one less than
Five.
five. Sorry, one less than Rohit Sharma.
Rohit.
And quite brilliant in the way he went about things. Couple of things that I think what they've done is when they wanted to build this franchise from scratch, and they got Ashish Nehra. He said Ashish Nehra is going to get players who do multiple things in various situations, and that is what they've done. If you see their team and the way Hardik Pandya has led from the front, he was not the guy who comes and whacks sixes and bats at
Yeah,
strike rate of 170 plus. He stayed there. He steadied their ship so many times, and the kind of attitude they had, they've not won even. I don't think they've won even a single individual award
yeah.
for in their team. It's been a collective effort,
Fastest
just like
ball.
Bhavik
I think the
said.
fastest ball
Yeah,
they'll win.
yeah. Maybe now fastest ball. That was a surprise. Maybe they rested him in the last game so that he could gain all that
Because of
energy
this.
and power to bowl that. But yeah, you can see their effort. Shami being their best bowler took 19 wickets. Rashid took 18, not like his best, but his economy was the best. And they've scored the least amount of sixes in this IPL, and you know they are
Exactly.
only playing as per situation, and the ones that they've scored were all in the winning cause. So you can clearly see in the matches
True.
where to begin with Tewatia, Miller, Hardik himself, Shubman Gill, they've had different man of the matches, and I think this is all due credit to the leadership. Everyone started behaving as cool as a Hardik Pandya on the field in the last 4 games. So their attitude was such that they've been playing with each other for years, and that's the kind of leadership, and only a good leader can build an atmosphere like that for a team to build a
Absolutely right.
platform and win an IPL before RCB. And I think it's a brilliant effort. I think we need to joke
Oh
on
God.
RCB a little bit. That's okay, but uh, quite honestly, I think brilliant job from Hardik Pandya. Clearly a very good prospect. Taken only 5 wickets this IPL, but his bowling today has given us, has raised a lot of eyebrows because he's been hitting the deck. It's a very good batting pitch. He's the one who actually got them in the game by taking the two,
Correct.
three
Exactly.
wickets. So leading from the front, seeing him give his wicket to that brilliant, almost non-playable ball by Yuzi Chahal, just tells you that how desperate he was to carry his bat home. But then we needed a little bit of killer Miller show as well, and Shubman Gill in the end finishing it. So all round an outstanding effort. I think only a leader can bring the best in you. Sometimes all you need
Right.
is a little push.
Absolutely
I
right.
guess both of us are really, sort of running out of superlatives for this effort.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. And Hardik Pandya, first time captain. So it's a big journey. The whole tournament has been success for him. Like Salil mentioned that he could probably be knocking the doors for captaincy, let alone
No
being
doubt.
selected in the playing 11 now. So that's a big statement here. But if you have a look at the scorecard for a minute, there's not much to say. And if I can talk a little bit about the scorecard here, the first innings was a very below par total. You all would, agree with me, and you all were the ones who said that 150, 160 is a minimum that you have to score in a final. But still, nevertheless, Trent bowled with a phenomenal spell. Yuzi Chahal again getting that wicket and getting the purple cap home. So both the purple and orange cap going to the Rajasthan Royals. Now, speaking of the Rajasthan Royal journey, Bhavik, how good were they throughout the season? And Sanju Samson evolving himself as well as captain. So how good was this Rajasthan Royal side? You think this was the one of the best sides, better than the side that actually won the IPL if you look at the balance?
Well, no doubt. They are clearly the underdogs right from 2008. And we have seen it, in their performances and how they've been fairly inconsistent in their performances from over the years, right after
Yep.
they won the maiden IPL titles. But I guess they came up with a plan right from the auction. I really feel they had that mix of both youth and experience combined. You see Ashwin and Chahal, wrecking havoc from one end, while you also have, the certain
Prasidh
Prasidh
Krishna.
Krishna bowling in those thunderbolts. So, and speaking about thunderbolts, you can't miss out, Trent Bolt there. So, yeah, the bowling was completely settled. But then again, the way Joss Butler owned this IPL, I really feel, this is one of the finest IPL performances after Virat Kohli in 2016. 400s in a season is no joke. And Joss Butler, sort of, it looked like as if he did it for fun. But yeah, all
Yeah.
credit due to Sanju Samson as well. The way he marshaled his troops, the way he used the bowlers. This is a phenomenal, sort of a comeback for Rajasthan Royals. And it's not a team now that you can, sort of write off.
Absolutely.
Initially it was a team where it lacked experience, it lacked that, X factor. Now they have it all in this lineup. It'll be interesting to see how they shape up in the coming years, how they shape up
Yeah.
with the players who are aging, how they shape up with the players who are, in their 20s to 25s, or maybe, whom would they sort of retain or let go.
Retain.
It will be
Right.
an interesting, sort of phase to witness on how Rajasthan Royals actually go about their proceedings in the coming years.
Well, you're right. And interestingly, even Josh Butler scoring 400s, Virat Kohli too was one of the record holders, and both of them lost the finals when everyone thought that it was theirs for the taking. So that is where it hurts. But personally, it was a great IPL for Josh Butler.
No doubt.
And yeah, yeah. And for Bhavik as well, because we made a few predictions before the start of the second innings. If you can have a look at the results as to who got what right.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
I think our predictions were much better than the whole game that took place because we have a tie. We have no
Yeah.
winners, or probably it's safe to say all of us are
All of
winners.
us are
All of us
winners.
are winners.
Yes,
Yeah, rightly
Many,
all
yeah,
of us
no
are.
doubt.
It's been a great prediction time for us as well today. And generally, Bhavik has come out emerged victorious on most of the occasions that he's predicted. So congratulations to Bhavik on that because he's led from the front. He is the Gujarat Titans of this prediction time for sure.
How are they?
Now, yes, absolutely. Now, Salil, what would be the words if you want to give something to Rajasthan Royals before we end the show? Something that you want to say about their journey?
Well, I think they did quite well. I think from a perspective of where they were previously and how they shaped up, maybe they are missing a Ben Stokes. Now, when you look at the larger picture, there's one player that they retained but didn't come to play this year. Now, if you add a Ben
Yeah,
Stokes to this mix, it looks totally different. But we will see how that goes. But from this perspective, I would think that I think a few of their players that they would have expected to score a little more would have really helped. Devdutt Padikkal was not his real self. I think he's an opener by his profession, and coming down at number 4 has not really helped him. He's just scored at a strike rate of around 126, and that's not really good. Sanju Samson scored around 400 runs. Clearly, somebody who comes at number 3 must score at least 600 runs if you want to be at the winning side. So that's
Yep.
these are the small things that have made a difference. Not maybe rotating. I totally don't understand the role of Riyan Parag in this team. You clearly can get a pure batsman, maybe a Karun Nair, somebody who scored a triple century, and you've got him in the auction. Why not try him for 4 5 matches? I think he feels well too. Um, so maybe a few things there that they might want to tighten, Sangakkara and the guys, and they might be a better team. But yeah, learnings are, once you come and win and lose at a certain stage, it becomes a part of your muscle memory, so they know what to do when they reach their next finals.
Yep.
I think,
Right.
quite honestly, from a talent perspective, and as Bhavik said, they have a very healthy mix of experience and youngsters, and that's what they need to hone and build from there. So, all the best to them for a good season and entertaining us a lot by batting first and winning games. I think no team has
Yeah.
done that as well as RR did. And to the likes of Yuzi Chahal, who's won the purple cap, and maybe Ravi Ashwin and Trent Bolt and the other guys, I think they did a good job there.
Well done, Rajasthan. You all were phenomenal. It was some great cricket that we saw. Halla bol indeed. It was throughout the IPL, right until the finals, but it was not meant to be for them. And it was the Gujarat Titans who emerged victorious. They were hungrier. They were much more consistent throughout the IPL. Like I said, right from the very first ball. And I think Bhavik bhai ka जादू तो चल ही रहा था उनपे. The luck actually helped them a lot. But thank you so much, Bhavik, Salil. If Rushabh is there, even Rushabh, thank you so much to our editors, to our everyone who has been a part of this Sports Adda team for making time out with Sports Adda possible. We had a great journey, some brilliant predictions, some brilliant projections that we made before the start of the IPL, during the IPL, and now right after the finals as well. We hope you had a great journey along with us. Thank you so much once again, Salil and Bhavik, for tonight. I will see you all
Thanks,
soon.
Yash.
Thank you to all our viewers as well. This was Time Out with Sports Adda one last time. Good night.